from Winchester SkatePark. It's the Winchester Open. Hello, everybody. This is Pat Hughes along with Dan Peterson. Today on the Sports Channel, it's something a little bit new, some skateboarding and some roller skating. And Dan, it's very exciting.
Yeah, we expect to have a real good tournament today. We have all the top skaters around the country here. They'll do some really intense maneuvers for you today.
Some of the maneuvers are really incredible to watch. You know, you kind of risk your life and limb out there sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, they take some bad falls, but they've all learned how to fall, and it's pretty safe now. They've learned to fall on their knees a lot and slide down the walls.
They're playing for a little bit of money, too.
Yeah, about $4,300 in prize money today. First place guy will go home with $1,000 cash.
Dan, I think a lot of people, maybe our viewers, have not seen a lot of skateboarding, and I think they're going to be in for a treat.
Oh, for sure. It's one of the most exciting spectator sports I've ever seen.
So stay tuned. We've got a lot of wild and competitive action coming right up when we return. So stay with us. In Campbell, California, Pat Hughes along with Dan Peterson here. Let's take a look at the prize money that these competitors are going to be skating for, Dan. Some pretty hefty wages there. $1,000 for the winner in the singles. And you can see the rest all the way down to $100 for the guy who finishes 7th. We should point out, though, that all of the entrants had to pay a fee to enter the tournament here.
Right.
I guess for pro skateboarders, they had to pay $60. And, well, let's take a look at the roller skating prize money winning. And $500 for the winner over there. And that'll be coming up immediately following the skateboarding segment of our show today. But the entrants had to pay from anywhere from $20 to $60 to enter this tournament. I think we're just about to get underway. The bowl down there, very interesting. I don't know if you can tell from the angle on our camera right now, but that's a curved bowl, and it's sunken. It's 10 feet deep, and it's also starting to rain here, Dan.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's incredible. It's incredible the maneuvers that these young men do. Now, this is
Dennis Agnew, called the Polar Bear. That's one of his best tricks. Too bad a fall. He has 15 seconds to reset up after each fall.
Okay.
Clock stops.
Right here.
45-second routine.
Right here, Dennis, we watch Dennis Agnew in the background. These are the list of contestants in the skateboarding. Right here, this is Dennis Agnew. You can see that Eddie Elguera down at the bottom is the leader going into the final round, and these are the finals. Okay, let's get back to Dennis now. Just incredible the maneuvers they make at the sides of the bowl, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah, they've really improved them this year. They've come up with a lot of backwards maneuvers where they go up straight up and then come straight back down.
Whoa!
And there he went with a maneuver called a layback for his last move.
A layback?
Yeah, it's one of the harder maneuvers. You have to have really good balance and some strength to push back onto the board.
Now, there are 4 judges. You throw out the top score and the bottom score, and then you add the middle, too.
Right, and that gets your score for that run. And what's happening here today, though, is they're accumulating points for all 3 rounds of competition. They've already completed 2 rounds, and we're down to our 8 finalists. And one thing I'd like to point out here is there's 2 amateurs in the finals here, and they're in 2nd and 3rd place, which is rather phenomenal. And one other thing, the 9th place skater in this contest did win $100 because he was the 7th place pro, and that was David Andrak. Did win $100.
Outstanding. Dan, how are the competitors judged now? Probably on degree of difficulty and originality. What else?
Well, they're judged on a 5-category system. 55. It's on a 1 to 100 scale. 55 points for difficulty. 25 points how they execute the difficulty.
Okay.
5 points for how their style is in the routine. 10 points for how much risk and they take in the routine and what we call radicalness, which is how scary their routine is, and 5 points for originality. So they make a total of 100. And here comes the next skater in.
This is Eric Grisham. Eric in 7th place as we enter the finals. Look at Eric.
Yeah, he puts a lot of moves back to back together, which is really important.
You have to have good feet to do this, don't you? I guess that's the main thing, and of course, excellent balance.
Right. Most maneuvers are really tough, but if you really keep working them, you can really get them good and make them every time.
Eric Grisham. This is a 45-second routine. They have rock and roll music in the background. It kind of helps them stay moving, I guess.
And that's it for Eric Grisham. Nice run.
No falls.
No falls, and if you do fall, you are docked 5 points every time you fall, so it's very critical not to fall.
Are there any compulsory moves that they have to make, or is it all freelance?
There's no moves they definitely have to do. In the difficulty category, which is 55 points, they have to complete what is called 1 A maneuver, 3 B moves, 5 C moves, 3 D moves, and 1 E moves. E's being the hardest, A is the easiest. If they complete that many or more, they get 55 in difficulty, and all the maneuvers have been prorated.
There we can see some of the judges, I believe, tabulating their scores. This really is a marvelous facility. I was here a little earlier watching some of the preliminary rounds, and it's really incredible the speed that the youngsters get and the balance that they maintain, and just the thrills from the crowd.
Yeah, they get up to about 30 miles an hour, but the real exciting thing is how high their aerials are, and just the risk they take in doing some of their maneuvers. But like I said, they've really gotten in a lot of safety this year, and there hasn't been as many injuries this year, which is really nice.
Grisham got 157. What did Agnew get?
Oh, and Peters is taking a fall.
Peter Gifford.
A mandatory 5-point loss.
And he lost his board earlier, so kind of a tough one for Peter. He's going to start over.
But they do get, it goes 2 out of 3 runs each round, so he can, if he has 2 good runs, he can still be right in there.
There's a degree of danger, I guess, also in skateboarding, Dan. I shouldn't laugh really, but a large number of youngsters around the area have broken arms.
Yeah, well, there has been some injuries in the past, but we've been really trying to, cut down on them. Safety equipment's been getting better each year, and they've really been learning how to fall, and we've been trying to teach them how to fall more this year. And the pros really haven't been getting hurt near as much for the tricks they're performing.
Well, I guess they have crash helmets and knee pads, elbow pads.
Here's Peter Gifford.
This is a replay. Peter's now going to go back up and start over. Now we're back live. Next contestant is going to be Duane Peters. Duane's going to go hurling down into that bowl. I guess these guys are what, from the ages of about 15 to 19, Dan?
Right. We have about 2 competitors that are 15, and the rest are in the other category from 16 to 19.
Peters, with his total on the right, that's the number of points that he has accumulated in the preliminary rounds. These are the finals right now. Still waiting for a total on Peter Gifford as the judges were computing their scores. You throw out the top and the bottom scores, and then you add up the middle two, and it looks like a 108 for Peter Gifford, as he lost his skateboard once and took a fall on another occasion. And right here, this is Duane Peters.
Right. Duane has originated a lot of moves in skateboarding. He's one of the most original skaters there is. This is a maneuver called an L drop, which he really does well.
That's going straight down, isn't it?
Right. You just pick up the back of your board and on-weight your back foot, and with a little bit of practice, it can be done. Looks pretty dangerous, but it's easily performed with the right technique.
Now what's he do? He's kind of spinning at the sides.
Right. He's doing a lot of slide variations,
Whoa.
which he is really known for. Those are 540 slides.
Those are pretty difficult, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a D maneuver on my system, which is the second hardest.
Look at the elevation he's getting now. He's flying.
All right, he's putting a lot of aerial maneuvers back to back here.
And he takes a fall. Maybe tried to do a little bit too much that time.
Yeah, he tried to do a maneuver called hand plant into a revert, which he's one of the only people that can do that maneuver.